Welcome back to No Bad Lies. My guest today is actor, comedian, genius, rocket scientist, lover boy, Charlie Day.
Oh, me.
One of the greatest of all time to ever do it. Charlie joined me today out in Simi Valley, California at the beautiful Moore Park Country Club. Check it out. No Bad Lies. Welcome back to No Bad Lies. I'm here with Charlie Day. We're off the course. What a day we had.
Oh, man, a lot of fun.
Lot of fun. Lot of fun.
Yeah.
You like that? You said that's one of your favorite public courses.
I was thinking about the premise of your show here and Bad Lies. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about why I actually sometimes enjoy them. It's because when you get a really bad lie, you have the opportunity to hit an amazing shot.
Oh.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
if you get out of it and you hit a great shot that you're not supposed to hit because the odds are against you,
Right.
it's more, to me, it's more exciting sometimes to be in a bad place. I get in a really bad place. I'm like, okay, this sucks. But if I get out of this, it's going to be more special than if I just, had a good lie.
It's funny because I have some friends. Everybody has these friends in golf that like can make miracles. Like they just have these shots in the bag. And I hate to do this. I hate this. I hate giving you credit, but you're probably one of my friends that can do a thing where it shouldn't work out shot-wise, but you can make it work. And it's a lot of it's mental because the physical, once you have the swing down and you know
We know the physical's garbage.
I do need to stretch out again. You want to?
Go.
You rub me out?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Charlie.
What's going on here?
What is that? What is that?
Your spine's like a bowl of spaghetti. Where's this all? Going everywhere.
All right, here we are in beautiful Simi Valley. Welcome back to No Bad Lies. I'm here with actor Charlie Day. I think I had nothing else to tell you. That was it. I got nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really do.
What else do you do? Well, you're a writer, director, actor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You featured me in your movie, which was so nice.
I produce,
Produce.
a lot of
I was in the
things.
first scene and the last scene.
Yeah.
And what did I get? 3 lines?
Yeah.
3 lines.
No. I gave you free. I said just let it rip.
You gave me free rein, and I appreciate you. Charlie and I like to play golf together. He's a great stick.
No.
He is. We ham and egg very well together. We went over to Scotland, had a wonderful time there.
We did do that.
And now we're here on No Bad Lies, where I'm going to give you a bunch of bad lies, which you'll do sometimes on your own.
Oh yeah, usually that's my department. But okay, fine. You gonna help out with that?
And you got to tell me a time where life gave you a bad lie.
Okay.
But in the meantime, how long have you been playing golf, Char?
I mean, I've been really at it recently, like aggressively, like the last 19 years, like quite a bit. Prior to that, like as a kid, didn't really play as a kid, but like maybe 1 week of YMCA camp.
Ooh, YMCA camp.
Yeah, no. And then maybe in my 20s would sneak on a course with my Rhode Island buddies and like play like 3 holes with like 1 bag of old fuzzy Zellers.
Oh, I love a fuzzy. A couple of Dunlaps.
Pick a Slazenger out of the woods.
Oh
and
my
be like,
God.
"All right,
A
here
nice
we go."
ice cold Slazenger.
But I've been pretty hooked on it like the last almost 2 decades now.
You've gone through addiction cycles. I've seen them. You've gone up and down.
Cycles, and I have, nothing to show for it.
What's your low? What's your ultimate low? What was the low?
Crack, the years on crack and the crime.
But you got away from that. So when you became a father, I think you stopped doing all that stuff.
Yeah, it was, like killing for the crack was my ultimate low.
Right.
It was like my lowest low.
Yeah.
And then, my high, also crack.
All right, let's see you tee off first. We got 428 yards here, something like that.
Par 3?
This is a par 2. Sorry, it's a brand new thing. It's a par 2.
All right, close your eyes. What do you want, a draw or a cut?
I'd love a little baby cut, and I think what you want to do for this is you want to cut it right at the telephone pole wires
I'm
there.
do a draw from the right side of the fairway.
Right at those cancer givers.
Now, draw.
Ball.
Right to left. Taking up the right side. Turn it on in.
Oh, it's perfect. Stayed flat, but that's really good.
Stay a little straight.
Off the hill.
Kick.
Kick.
Perfect. Come on.
Kick right into the fairway.
Come on.
Wow. And you got new bright white shoes on,
Why
Charlie.
would you cut it? You got to aim at all the OB if you cut it.
Well, you want me to, should I try to hit a big draw?
Don't you always play a draw?
I do. I like to do whatever, my guest tells me what to do. In the meantime, I hope you're thinking about a time where life gave you a bad lie. I know you've had a lot of success. Always Sunny's been on the air for 32 seasons now.
Something like that.
You're competing with The Simpsons, right?
Uh-huh.
How long has it been on the air?
Well, we've been on the air since 2005, so
Wow.
that's 20 years. Yeah. Attaboy.
That's when I graduated college.
But 17 seasons. God, it took you that long to graduate college?
7.5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't take that long for everybody else?
Well, no.
Did you go to college, Charlie?
I did.
What are we talking? What'd you go to school for?
For 4 years. Not 7.
Not 7.
I went to Merrimack College in North Andover, Massachusetts. I went there I wanted to play baseball. They had a D2 baseball team.
Wow.
And I did not make the team. I got cut from the team. They were like, not only are you too small, you're not very good. And then in addition to that, it turns out like you look at Altuve, who's like my size.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're small, if you have the talent.
Or if you're good at stealing signs. Those guys were cheating the whole time.
I was great at stealing signs, but that's a limited thing. Plus the technology, just took me out of a job. It's been all automated.
AI.
Yeah, AI is
AI is
getting really
killing
good
us.
sign stealing. So,
No.
by the way, I'm so good at signs. Like, do you know what this is?
I have Tourette's?
No, see? Like, you don't even know. You couldn't even.
But do it again. Do it again. No more cocaine,
It's
please,
not-
God.
Yeah, it's, please, Lord, get me off this cocaine.
I break down. If it's a really bad shot.
Terrible mental game. It's like one of the worst I've ever seen.
Such a bad mental game. But I knew that going into golf, so I knew what I was getting into. But I'm getting better. But I'll give myself a little credit. Please tell the fans. There's one thing I'm good at. I will get down on myself, but I'm always still supportive of other people I'm golfing with.
Get down on other people.
See, that's
classy.
I do support. Like, even if if I'm playing a game against someone has a great shot, I go, great shot, Char.
Yeah.
Always.
Same.
I think it's I think that's important.
I don't like going out there with the guys who are like rooting against you.
No, it's
like,
annoying. What are we talking about? Rank this either the term pure, or shank, right? Pure or shank. Rank this thing.
Can I do it in Rhode Island terms? I'll call it either clean or suspect.
Clean or suspect.
Clean or suspect.
Okay. Oh, that's really good. Okay. Lift clean in place.
Suspect.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because you don't know what you're like, how dirty was that?
Yeah.
Was there mud on that ball?
Like, do I enjoy when we say that's real? Yeah. It's hard enough as it
but
is.
It's
but
suspect.
if you're really, then you're saying, hey, I shot like a 77 that day and you lift clean in place all day.
Yeah.
Suspect, bro.
Okay, how about this? Your ball is like in a kind of a semi-wooded area and there's stuff like overhanging and all that stuff. What about breaking the branches or bending and cracking and breaking something to be able to get like the swing out? Suspect. Very suspect.
What are you doing?
People do this all the time. You see people do it. They'll lean into a tree, or the caddy will be like holding a tree for somebody.
I think a lean's okay. Now,
Leaning into the tree's okay.
If there's a tree behind you,
Yeah.
and you have to get your body there,
Okay.
and the branches move.
What about the caddy holding it?
Suspect, bro. You can't be doing that.
I don't like this. I see this and I'm always like,
No.
But you're not going to say anything because then it breaks up the round. Then people start getting to.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I can't do it.
If you guys are out there, you're betting and all that shit, then that's, whatever. You're playing by yourself. Kick it out of the fucking woods and hit a ball. Who cares?
No, that's fine. But if it's in a game, it's like, what are you
Suspect,
doing? What are you,
bro.
suspect. Okay, suspect. How about 2 off of 1? This is a never-ending debate. A lot of guys, a lot of courses you play, they just go breakfast ball. You get 2 off of 1. You know my rule. I have a suggestion.
Yeah, what do you got?
While you think about it, I always say, if you are a single-digit handicap, if you're playing with a group of guys and there's a guy that's a 9 or an 8 and he's a single, you don't get 2 off of 1. That's my rule. That's how I feel.
Yeah, like some courses where there's like no range or whatever.
Yeah, that's maybe the exception.
You hop out of the car, but I mean, you're only hurting yourself. Your handicap goes down.
That's how I feel. Yeah. It's not good.
Suspect, bro.
If you're a 25.
Clean.
That's
clean. Yeah.
If I'm with my dad.
Yeah. Let's get the guy in play and get going.
100%. Yeah. I feel like that's if it's that high, you're like, let him advance it. Let it be the thing. Also, let's just for the sake of the show, because it's my favorite, if you want to share it.
Chagos?
The Chagos, dude.
Well, all of this stuff is Peach Pettit's, Chris Pettit's dad. We were in Scotland together, and You know, he would call us Chagos.
Chagos.
Yeah, Rhode Island for idiot or moron. Like, you Chagos over here. Get out of here, you know. And also he would say clean or suspect.
Clean
you
or
know?
sus. That's
Yeah,
very suspect.
yeah.
Those Chagos are very suspect.
Yeah.
I want some of the fans of No Bad Lies to start using Chago. When you see someone doing something suspect, they're a Chago.
Yeah. Some Chago in the woods trying to kick his ball out with a shoe.
Yeah, dude.
Suspect,
Couple of Chagos. Look, that Chago's got his caddy holding that back the tree. Chago! So you did when you were a kid, you snuck onto some big time golf courses like a bad boy.
Yeah, like not a child kid, but like in my 20s, you know,
Yeah.
or like maybe like 1920, like drive to like the Newport Country Club, which is very like old time.
That's snooty, right? That's very
Very
stuffy.
rich, stuffy people. And there was a little like 3-hole, 4-hole loop kind of across the street from the rest of the course. So we would just like do that loop. Sometimes we'd even be like, hey, I think we got to get like a collared shirt or like you know, wear like your dad's like hat or something. You know, like even though like we had like 4 dudes with one bag as if it wasn't going to be obvious.
Right. Everyone knew.
Yeah. Plus those people, they can just smell you a mile away. But nobody ever, you know, caught us or gave us shit. I think they don't give you shit because they're like, you know, if we arrest these guys or kick them off, they might come back here at night with a shovel.
Right. Start digging up
and
stuff.
start just digging up the greens.
That's true.
So they left us alone. But we would also sneak on at night and just putt at night.
Just night putting.
A little night
with
putting.
the dean's daughter.
Yeah.
Just putting at night.
Just putting at night.
We would do this thing. Sometimes we would go sneak out, and I remember we found in a friend's dad's bag, we found a fresh pack of cigarettes, and his dad never smoked in front of his mom. So we were like, oh, we got a secret. So we smoked them thinking, what is he going to say? You smoked my cigarettes? I was like, yeah, well, do you want mom to know? No? So we got that on you. Yeah, we held it above his head. It was great.
That's good.
All right, so Charlie has elected for me to be the caddy today because I don't have my buddy Goldie with me to carry the bag, so I'll carry your bag for you, sir.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
And what do you got in here? Anything? Okay.
Just sunny money.
Yeah, just sunny money. This is filled with always sunny money.
Always sunny money.
Now, you're like Jay Leno, I've heard. You've never spent a dime of any of your sunny money. You know, he always says that he never spent a dime of his Tonight Show money. Do you know this?
The man owns like a fleet of vintage automobiles.
I know.
What are you talking about? He doesn't spend his money.
He only spends his money from stand-up. You never did stand-up, right,
I never did stand up.
And why?
Well, to me, that's like when you play golf, someone being like, and then how's your tennis game? Because they have tennis courts at the country club, and you're like, wait, that's a different sport, man. That's a whole other thing.
Kind
Like,
of.
so I can be funny with a script and a character, or we can joke around here and maybe do something funny, but like learning how to like just do a set with a mic, and that's a whole other muscle.
Yeah, but you could train that muscle because you have it. You just have to build it.
It's too late, pal.
You think it's too late?
Yeah, because you have to, I think you have to really want it. Like, you have to be like, I got to make something of myself to take those lumps. And I don't have to prove anything anymore.
You've already proved it.
I did it, dude.
You did? You're done?
I did it, you bitch.
You think you could retire, Char? You
Sure.
think you could just be done?
Oh, no, never. I'll work till I die if I can.
So tell me a time, if we can get out of here, what's a time where life kind of dealt you a bad lie and you were able to kind of recover and learn something from it?
Look, man, I'm a tiny guy. Well, first of all, I'm downhill. You're
Sorry
uphill,
about that.
right?
Yeah, we
so
should
that's
switch
making me
sides.
look smaller.
Sorry about that. Go
There
ahead.
we go, for scale.
Yeah, this is good for scale.
You know, like squeaky high voice and covered in freckles and you know, that's all like
That's a bad lie.
if you look at it the wrong way, but I never looked at it that way.
Well, you were a ladies' man. Ladies always loved you. You were a big player.
Wildly untrue. Wildly untrue. I don't know. You know what? Like, the people who I see do worst in life think everything's a bad lie.
Ah.
Think every situation is like, oh, that's not fair. I'm fucked, or this is impossible. And I think, I don't know if I cultivated this or I'm just lucky to have had a good attitude in that way, but I don't look at things that way, especially in show business. You take so many lumps. Somebody hates you, especially when you're starting out. You're nobody.
Yeah.
I would go on auditions and they'd be like, well, he's interesting. He's never going to work in comedy because he ain't funny. You know? Like,
No.
Word for word.
He'll never work in comedy. He's not fun.
He's not funny.
And you're one of the funniest people I've ever met. Not on screen, just as a buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. Just,
Yeah.
you know, you'll work on something for months, put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and then someone on the internet is like, "This is stupid. This guy sucks. He's an asshole. He has no talent."
Yeah.
And those are just lumps. But are they bad lies? I don't know, Andrew. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm about to give you a bad lie. So life hasn't done it enough. I feel like I should do it to you.
Well, the bad lie is how far ahead of me you were on that tee shot, but I think you might have caught a little car path. I think
No, I hit the middle of the fairway.
No,
I didn't hit car path at all, but I did
heard
outdrive
that
you by.
that distinctive click and then a donk.
Well, the click was probably your neck from that injury that you've been dealing with. All right, so this is Charlie's original lie. He kicked off the hill. Not bad. So let's dial it to 185, and you're gonna get hidden by this ravine over here.
All right.
This is kind of, I've seen you end up in stuff like this before.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. And you know how to recover though. You're one of the best recovery players I've ever played with.
Uh-huh.
And you recover in life.
Because if you hit enough bad shots, you just learn how to get, if you don't look at it like a bad shot, you say, I can get home from here.
And now who do you think lives down here? Is this where the groundskeeper is kept?
When they grind him up, when they're done with him, when he's all ground up, they dump him in
That's
there.
where he goes?
Yep.
All right, so here, by the way, someone had this exact
Someone's
lie.
been here.
Somebody been here before. So
Nice.
I'm gonna give you a little bad lie. There's a stone. Let's clear the stone.
Yeah.
And then that's not a great lie.
That's not a good lie.
And you also have 2 trees.
I gotta get up and over a tree right away.
And then I hope you don't crack your club on this on any kind of follow through fall down.
And I like that you're trying to get me to trash my clubs, but someone could always send me free clubs because they see me on your podcast. All right. I think I got a little helping wind, so I don't.
There's a little help wind, so I think it's 180.
No, I think I need 170 something. I'm gonna try to just drop the 7-iron right on it and draw it up and over those trees.
Oh, that could be perfect.
Yeah, I got it good.
Oh, that could be perfect. Wow.
Well,
Mr. Day, let's see how that goes.
see, here's how I make a par.
Yeah.
I missed the green left. My chip is like almost goes in, but then runs out 10 feet, and then I somehow drain the par putt. Or
Yeah.
I miss the green left. I try for a big flop. It goes in the trap, and then I come out of the trap and I hole it for par.
Chip it in. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just the craziest the ways of like.
That is true. I
Yeah.
just never, I've dented the cup at Brentwood Country Club one time, many years ago. I dented the cup, and that one stayed with me. I still have a photo of that. I should frame it, put it up in the studio.
Yeah, when I first started like really playing out here, I'd go to like Griffith Park and I'd like play at like Sunset, a few holes or whatever, or I'd play the little par 3 across from the Fox lot when we were doing Sunny.
Oh yeah.
At Rancho.
Yeah, Rancho?
Yeah, I had
The
a
best.
series of like kick-ins, right? Where you're
Right.
like, oh, almost there. And now I feel like I'm never
close.
close.
No, I'm never close anymore either.
Maybe I'll run it over the hole, but it doesn't like stop right at the hole. Like
Griffith Park, by the way, was my secret getaway. When I would be able to get away for golf, when I was working my PA job, I would sneak over there, go get like a few holes in if I could, as many as I could, and then dip out. And then I would go enough where I knew one of the guys in the pro shop, and he was kind of nice, and I would chum it up with him. And I think he knew I was like a young broke actor, and he would let me sneak out sometimes and not pay.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
well, it was kind of like a.
yeah, end of the day, kind of like go
He
play a
didn't
few
care.
holes.
Yeah, it
okay.
was also like dusk.
Yeah, well, that's when I would go. I think I bought my first clubs there. I was like, okay.
At Griffith?
Yeah. I
Wow.
was like, you guys have golf clubs? They're like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
take these.
Yeah. And then I remember like walking back, sun's getting dark, and I'm like walking from the other side of the street. I got to go all the way back, and I don't want to walk in pitch black. And I see a cat sitting in the bunker. I'm like, oh, that's cute. And I start going up towards like, hey, kitty, kitty. And as I get close, I'm like, wow, that sucker's paws are like the size of my knee. And it's like, I don't know what it was, like a bobcat.
It'd
like
be a coyote.
No, it was a cat.
Oh, this is cat.
This was a cat.
Oh, a bobcat, like
it was a large cat.
It's a mountain lion.
It was like a little mountain lion. Like slowly pull out a wedge. I'm like, all right, come on, cat.
Come on, cat. You want to fight me? That place really did. It like shaped the way I golfed in Los Angeles, and it's shout out to Griffith Park. I don't know. It did something to me when I was young. It was like where I learned to like meet and play with strangers.
Oh yeah.
Was Griffith, because I did it when I was young, and when I first tried golf, we played so rarely that I never really had that community like just join as a single. So
Yeah.
Griffith is where when I moved to LA and I first started trying that, that's where I did a ton of that.
Yeah.
Hey, just a single trying to jump in, and usually me and 3 Korean guys. you know, who didn't say one word to me the entire time, and like never. They wouldn't even. Maybe a nod here and there. Or if I hit a good shot, they go, oh, maybe that once in a while.
Yeah.
But literally never anything else. Like you'd finish the round.
Probably spoke Korean, so there wasn't a lot to say to each other.
Well, dude, I mean, they could have been like, where are you from?
Yeah. I'm sure they spoke English.
They did.
Whereas we don't speak a word of Korean.
I know.
Yeah.
You're in my country, dude. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, they didn't want. I was just the guy joining up, but it was nice to like. That's where I learned how to do that. All right, give me this before we go.
Yeah.
Your first set of clubs. Do you remember what brand they were? What were they?
Fuzzy Zellers.
Fuzzy Zellers.
Right down the road from Peach and Chris, there was a guy who like, I guess he like collected clubs or worked on clubs or like, would like fix clubs or something in his garage. And I think for like $50, he gave me a set of Fuzzy Zeller irons. It was only the irons.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think it was just like a 9-4 iron or whatever, you know what I mean? It was like no wedges.
No wedges,
yeah. There might have been a pitching wedge. And I think I had like, my grandma used to have like some clubs in the attic, like with wooden shafts.
Wow.
My great-grandfather was a greenskeeper in Rhode Island, like 100 years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah.
At a public course or a private course?
Yeah, public course, yeah.
Wow.
The course isn't there anymore. But so my grandma had some old clubs that I used to hit with like wooden shafts and like wooden heads. But
the Fuzzies.
My first set were the Fuzzy Zellers, and I think we all used them. Like it was kind of like me and Chris and Carl and my buddy Aaron. We would like sneak onto a course and be like, okay, break out the fuzzies and play.
Let's hit those fuzzies, baby.
Let's play a hole.
I remember those. I had a mixed bag. I had like just other clubs that I had gotten. So I had like a really mixed, weird, multi-layered bag.
Yeah.
And I had one Ping Eye 2. Do you remember Ping Eyes? Ping Eye 2s. Man, they were amazing. But they were like
like really like kind of deep cavity looking.
Deep cavity,
irons.
and they had little black dots on the outside. And I remember I got like 2 Ping Eye 2 irons from maybe a garage sale or something like that. And I had so much pride in them that someone would see it and be like, oh, Ping Eyes. And they'd see the rest of the bag and be like, what is that? What is that other Walmart club?
Were a brand. I wonder if it was like Fuzzy Pings or, you know what I mean?
Like I remember hearing it.
Its own club.
Yeah, well, they're probably distributed by someone bigger, right? It was probably just like Ping made it for him. Wilson made it for him. Yeah. The good old days. No.
Fuzzy Zeller Clubs is not a brand itself, but rather a designation used to identify golf clubs that are part of a larger brand, typically power built. Specifically, Fuzzy Zoller's endorsement of power built clubs led to the use of his name in their product.
Power built used to make them then. Fuzzy made by Power Built.
Maybe.
God bless Power Built clubs.
I remember it was either Chris or Carl. So one of us had a driver called the Judge. It just said the Judge on it.
Yeah.
There was one time where it snuck on a course. We were playing a few holes, and I hit a shit drive with the Judge, and I got pissed, and I fucking launched it, and it went like right into a pond. I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta go get it. You know what I mean?
Gotta get the Judge.
Yeah, so I had to go down to my undies, get in the pond, swim out, grab the Judge.
Give me the Judge, dude. Lay the hammer down.
Yeah. I was just on the phone with the guys driving up here, talking about when to do season 18.
So it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
do you think I'll finally get in it?
Yeah, you should have been in it last year. Why didn't we?
I don't know. I've known you for long enough. We've literally traveled the world together.
It's got to be the right
We've slept in the room in a room together.
We've essentially shared a bed.
Yeah, we shared a bed. Charlie and I in Scotland. We didn't understand the living conditions. We didn't know. We walked in the room. There were 2 single beds, just like we were brothers when we were kids, just right next to each other.
It was like a piece of tape down the middle, being like, "This is your side, and that's your side. Enjoy your hotel room." I was like, oh.
But thank God to your sleeping pills, which you gave me every day. I went right to bed right away, and I don't remember anything for like 9 hours.
Just melatonin, man.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why my back is so sore. All right, what do I got here?
50.
155 uphill?
I don't even think it's that far.
Well, I'm just going to hit it for fun.
Close.
Because we're going to give you one more bad lie, but I'll just hit this for fun.
Okay. Do it. I think you got, 150 on the number.
Yeah?
145.
A little chop down then?
Yeah, smooth it. There's my guy.
Kick left.
Kick left. Oh yeah.
Let's see if we got a left kick.
I think we like it.
All right, you carry mine, I'll carry yours. I think that's a fair trade.
I like it.
Well, season 18 of Sunny,
Yeah.
I mean, are you still doing this for you guys, or do you think you're also doing a large part of it for the fans?
You know, it's for everybody. I mean, I think there's a piece of Rob and Glenn and I that feel like we've taken it to the end here, but then, you know, it's way more than just the three of us. It's, you know, camera operators who've been with us since season 1, and
Wow.
and wardrobe people, and it's a whole family. So, you know, when in this town, when you get an opportunity to do something, I'm of the mindset you take it. So
Yeah.
FX has always kept asking us to make another season, and we kind of think, sure. Well, I mean, let's do it. Plus, it's been great for me. I don't know. It's kept me in town. I got to end them actively, but I'm getting on the back half of raising a son, and I've been around. He knows who I am.
He's 35, right?
He's 135, so
He's an
looking
old
great.
boy.
Yeah.
He's an old dog.
And there was a time when there were a lot of big comedy movies happening,
Yeah, I remember those days.
and I thought maybe I was going to be on the road more often, but then those just kind of dried up. So I'm glad I didn't quit my TV day job.
Yeah, I'm
know?
struggling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. It hurts a lot, actually. I can't get hired in this town, which is why I'm doing this interview with you today. Hopefully that you'll
Well,
be able to.
let's make more movies. Let's make.
I would love
let's make
to.
a big fat capital C comedy. That'd be fun.
Be so much fun. You think you got out of this trap or no?
That's a lot of wind at the back here. Aren't you
Yeah.
feeling
Well,
that?
what's your weakest part of your game, Char?
Golf. I think the weakest part of my game probably is just consistency of ball striking. You know,
Yeah.
like I too often trying to make a hero shot from around a tree.
You love hero shots.
I like if I could get a little bit more like, hey man, just hit the fairway.
Yeah.
And then the green.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what you don't do though when we play? A lot of guys like to have a couple of cocktails. You're not a big drinker when we play. We play with some guys that like to drink a little bit too much.
Well, because usually we're going home, right?
Yeah, we gotta go
and
home.
we gotta go. I gotta, you know.
You got to face the family.
I gotta face the family. But like when we went to Scotland,
We had a couple of cocktails.
we let it rip.
Yeah, we did let it rip. We were drinking a bottle. We were taking pulls out of the bottle thanks to your friends.
Yeah.
And I had a tough 9, real tough 9 because of that. I blamed it on the booze
Yeah.
at that Ely, but it was not.
Yeah.
It was my fault, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Your ball flew a little bit. There was me, pin high, just to the right.
How about that?
But let's give you one more bad lie here to hit out of.
Sure.
Because I do know you got great hands, and not as a golfer, just as a friend
Thank you.
you got really soft hands. So I think I'd like to
I
put
like
you
to leave you pleased.
up in this.
You're gonna put me back in this stuff.
Yeah, I've seen you go right. You hit some toe balls.
Sure.
So I'd like to see a little blind shot from here from the path. Yeah, this looks nice.
You put me in some ugly stuff here.
This is kind of a murderer's row. This is where they park the car in a horror movie. And you have about 28 to 32 yards here.
And it's like concrete down here.
Yeah, it's a rock. You are going to chip a club.
That's fine.
Oh, that looks pretty. Sit down.
A little long?
Just a little long, but it's really nice though.
Not bad.
Let's go putt it out. So you're famous in our friend group. You're famous having a putter called the Tank that you used for a long time. And what happened to the Tank, if you don't mind me asking?
The tank got snapped over my knee last week, which is rare for me, but I did for McElhenney, who's a known club tosser.
Is he really?
Well, no, not anymore. But he's he gets down on himself on the course. So I thought, well, he might enjoy this if I just.
I don't think I've ever seen Rob throw a club except for the last time we played together.
Yeah.
Rob threw a 56 through a fence into the LA River.
Well, there you go.
And it was one of the most famous tosses I've ever seen in my entire life. This is not a bad lie.
No, you want to give me a bad one?
Nah, just give you a bad one down there.
Well, I don't have a wedge.
No, you got to putt that.
I got to putt it.
Yeah, you do have to putt that.
All right, standing in the trap.
Turning. That doesn't matter.
Hammered it.
Well, I appreciate you playing with me, Charlie. It means a lot to me.
I love it, bud.
I hope we play many more rounds.
You know we will.
Do you have a little piece of wisdom that you can impart on golfers out there? A little Charlie Day advice, if you will?
Look, life's going to deal you all sorts of lies. What's a good lie and what's a bad lie has more to do with what's up here. So when you get the bad lies, don't despair, because you're going to get good lies too. So just keep on going. Right?
Good lies are coming.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's really nice. Now say what you really mean.
Don't be a whiny little asshole out there. You know what I mean? Like, so you have a bad lie. Shut up.
Shut up.
Kick it out of the bush and throw it on the green, just
You've
like
said
that guy
that.
just
You've
did.
said that to me before.
Yeah. Oh, this guy, man. Let me tell you.
That's it for No Bad Lies. We'll see you next time. Char, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
Much more golf to be played by us. Thank you for playing out of No Bad Lies and coming on No Bad Lies. It means the world to me. You're the greatest.
Yeah. Thanks for carrying 4 Walls Irish American whiskey in your.
Go have a sip of 4 Walls Irish American whiskey, located at a bar and distributed by any other liquor store near you, correct?
More or less.